Mm. They sealed the stone and set the guards around it. Thought that death had spoken its last word. Thought the story ended in that garden. Thought the voice of God had finally been heard. Into silence, into darkness, and into finished, into everything that grief could ever say. But death had never swallowed anything like Jesus, and it could not hold him past the third day. My Lord is no more in the grave. He rose, he rose, he rose. The stone was rolled, the grave clothes left behind him, and death itself was swallowed by his hope. He rose, and that means I shall also rise. Lord, for the same power that brought him from the ground lives inside this vessel made of common clay, Lord. And what brought my Savior shall bring me up, she'll bring me up, she'll bring me up from the ground. Mary came with spices in the morning, expecting still the darkness of the tomb. But the angel sat where Jesus had been laying and said, "Why do you seek the living in a room? For the dead, he is not here, he is risen. Go and tell the others what you've seen." And the greatest news that ever broke on morning went running through the garden on her feet. My Lord is no more in the grave. He rose, he rose, he rose. The grave could not contain the King of glory, and every chain of death and darkness broke. He rose, and that means I shall also rise. That for the one who conquered death has conquered mine, and the resurrection morning that he walked from is the guarantee, and first fruit of my own, of my own, of my own resurrection time. Paul said, if Christ is not risen, we are hopeless, most pitiable of all the men alive. But Christ has risen and become the first fruits of everyone who ever fell asleep to rise. So I do not grieve my loved ones like the hopeless, do not stand beside the grave with nothing left. For the same Lord who called Lazarus from the darkness has the final word above my every death. Oh death, where is your sting now? Oh grave, where is your victory gone? The sting of death was sin, and sin was conquered on a Friday that turned Sunday into song. So I preach to every cell inside this body, every bone and every heartbeat, every breath. You are not the final chapter of my story, for my story does not end in death. It ends in rising, it ends in mourning, it ends in every grave clothes left behind. It ends in stone rolled back and angels sitting, and the voice of Jesus calling, come and rise, come and rise, come and rise. I have stood beside the graves of those I love, Lord. Watch the earth receive what earth had given back, and the enemy would whisper, this is final. This is all there is, and that is that. But then I heard the echo of that garden, heard the angels asking why you seek him here. And I looked up from the grave into the morning and remembered what I know no more in the grave. He rose, he rose, he rose. And every grave on earth heard that commotion when the King of Glory broke the devil's hold. He rose, and that means I shall also rise, Lord, on the morning when He calls me by my name. What the grave thought it was keeping, Christ is coming back to claim, coming back to claim, coming back to claim. I shall rise as surely as He rose. I shall rise. Death cannot hold Jesus. Death cannot hold me. Yeah, I shall rise. I shall rise. I shall rise on that morning, on that morning, on that glorious resurrection morning. I shall rise. He is not in the grave. Death has lost, the grave has lost. He rose, and because He rose, I shall rise. I shall rise. I shall